In this video, we will analyze the first hypothesis about the collapse of the CHAMPLIN Towers in Surfside Miami, and I will give you my point of view over the building's characteristics. Remember that there is, so far, our hypothesis and speculation, so we will only know the true causes once we have the official report. But I didn't want to rush with this video, so then I won't have to make another one apologizing and making corrections or adjustments. The first hypothesis that circulated was about faults at the foundation ground level, which apparently showed signs of infiltrated water, supported by the report of the company that carried out the most recent vulnerability studies in 2018, where it indicated leaks under the ground slab of the pool that would, and I quote, potentially and exponentially affect the stability of the structure. And it gained even more strength with the studies that indicated that the area where the building was located has been presenting increases in seawater level, which among others has caused that the towers were sinking at the rate of 2 millimeters per year. But this is an unlikely possibility. If that would be true, the areas near the building would have shown some signs of damage. I'm talking about surrounding sidewalks and streets. And according to the residents and engineers who made the first inspections, they haven't found any damage on these elements. The building was showing signs of damage in aerial slabs, corrosion in the steel, which generates, as we know, detachments of the concrete layer that covers it. Since the corroded steel expands, blowing off the cover. Some columns and slabs had also severe damage and detachments, but not to think that the building could collapse as suddenly as it did. The second hypothesis that arises in this regard is for overloads, especially at the roof level, since there are certain elements that generate suspicion, such as this large object with a very particular mass and a very large dimension if we compare it with the people who stand around. Additionally, take a look over the large number of air conditioning elements that were surely at the roof level. This situation, in addition to the restoration jobs that was being carried out precisely on this roof level, and which of several residents had complained about a constant pounding. I agree a little bit more with this last hypothesis, taking into account other factors such as the structural system of the building, which was a slab column system. As the structural engineers know, this is not such efficient system, especially in cases of seismic events. This particular wasn't the case, but that is very susceptible of punching. In other words, that the columns break and passes through the slabs, leaving the column standing, which is something that we can observe in these photographs where the slabs have fallen one on the other. That's why they are called pancake, remaining practically with their original shape and leaving the columns in many cases standing without major alterations. And the theory is reinforced by this photograph that shows a column of the tower that didn't collapse, with the remaining reinforcement of a fallen slab still coming out of the columns. There is also evidence of a thickness. I would not say that it was low, but it could be greater, and some reinforcement of the area in contact with the columns that could have been better. I'm talking about a double grill in 5/8 of an inch, which isn't a great diameter, but this is still to be determined from the calculations made in this regard. So very surely this was a sum of several effects, starting from the foundation that apparently had the least incidence, together with the already visible deterioration and corrosion of the reinforcing steel of the elements that could already been seen in some sectors of the aerial and foundation slabs, and above all roof, as well as very possibly incorrectly executed repairs on which a large mass of dead load was placed, without counting on possible internal fixtures that have contributed to the collapse, as finishes of considerable weight that in previous years couldn't be foreseen. So now friends, I want to hear your opinion about it. Remember that nothing said here is official, there are simply conjectures, but I definitely would like to read your comments below. I will surely have a video later explaining the official report. Please don't forget to follow us on social media and visit us on the web. Thanks for watching and see you next time.